Hi, anyone and everyone. This is Kim, the Humble Hermit from Come As You Are Oracle. I am going to do the collective, the Crow Collective, for today. Today is Wednesday. It is April 8th, 2026. You may follow me on the Talk the Tube, my blog, or not. Totally up to you. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it doesn't fit, don't make it fit. If some of it fits, God's kiss. We love that for you. Whatever doesn't, leave it on the table for someone else. We don't want you taking on energy that wasn't meant for you. This is the deck we're using. Hope everybody had a good Wednesday so far. I cleaned out the garage. I moved stuff around. Bob has a home. My B.O.B. has a home. I need to get some like carpet squares so that I can move, because I don't necessarily have to wear gym shoes. I could go barefoot or wear socks or whatever. So I gotta get some of those. But I gotta talk to my boxing guy at work, because I can't remember if he said he got like actual like soft foamy carpet squares, or if they have ones that are like a plastic mat, and you just put them together to get one big plastic mat, kind of like how you have like in retail, and we have them in our warehouse at all our stations. It's supposed to be better for your feet. The funny thing is, and and maybe I'm crazy, but I really don't think that they're any better for your feet, because your feet aren't on them. Your shoes are. I know some people are going to be like, "No, that's not how it works, Kim." But let me tell you something. I wear my shoes and I feel like it doesn't make a difference. When I take my shoes off and I'm on them barefoot, or with my socks on, it's so much more comfortable. And yes, I realize our society is based on the fact that we have to wear shoes. But I'm just saying, I don't think that they necessarily do what they're supposed to do when you have your shoes on. Just saying. I'm sure it's supposed to be better for your back and stuff too. Because then when you stand straight, you're in better alignment. I don't necessarily think that that's the case. I'm just saying. Two on the table. Okay, that was interesting. Those like flowed out. We got four on the table. Two more shuffles. I'm starting to feel like drowsy, and I just heard disinterested. Somebody's disinterested in a situation or another person. It's kind of like when you watch a movie or a TV show and somebody has that like half-lidded kind of stare, like, and somebody says to them, "Hey, Tommy was asking about you," and then the person's like, "Yeah, so what?" Like, I don't care. We got 6 with bottom of the deck. We've got risk, observation, communication, warning, freedom, and bottom of the deck, curiosity, Feminine, masculine, take how it resonates. Somebody is taking a risk. Somebody is watching another person and they're going to come in with communication. The risk is because they know whoever this person is that they're watching, that they want to talk to, doesn't want to talk to them. And it's funny because these last three cards, the warning, the freedom, the curiosity, it has two different meanings. For this person, like it's a warning. Like, hey, this, like you can watch them, but if you go in for conversation, you might not like the results of that conversation. Yes, it would free them from the curiosity of the person, of the situation, right? Like they would have a definitive answer, closure, whatever the case. But they're more than likely not going to like the outcome of that communication. The other thing that I'm seeing here is obviously this is a warning for the person. Whoever this person is that's being watched, whoever this person is that this person wants to talk to, like this is a warning for that person. The thing is again, that person does not give a shit about this other person. Yeah, and I said it just like that. They they do not give a shit about this person. Whoever it is that's watching, whoever it is that wants to come in for some type of communication, they don't care about that person. They don't have any curiosity about them whatsoever. They don't care what they're doing. They don't care how they're living their life. They don't care who they're dating, how much money they have, where they live, if they have a job. Like literally somebody just does not care about another person. And it's not in a vindictive, mean kind of way. It's just somebody that's like, no, I just don't think about them. Like, they're not my friend. They're not my family member. They're not my lover. They're not for me to worry about. Like, they're not my person. They're not one of my people. They're not my soul tribe. So why would I think about them? Why would I care? I mean, not that they don't think about them possibly, but like it's you know and I've been talking about this a lot lately. I've been talking about it in regards to my own life, and I've been talking it in general terms. It's not that we don't it's not that we hate someone. It's not that we want somebody to suffer, anything like that. It's quite the opposite. We probably would love for somebody to be a healing energy, would love for somebody to grow and expand and change and, do whatever they want to do amazing things. I would love to see people do amazing things. Does that mean that I necessarily want to, get on their train and be a part of their life? No, no. And again, it's I mean, I don't think that's vindictive. I don't think that's mean. I mean, that's just the way it is. I'm talking family members, I'm talking friends, ex-friends, I'm talking lovers, ex-lovers. I don't feel a need to be a part of their life, like that. Like there are some people that, I wish them well and I hope for the best for them, but I'm going to go live my life and I'm going to do it separately. And I'm not going to think about you for the most part. 99.9% of my day it's about me. It's not about you. I don't think this person that's watching this other person that wants to come in with this communication, I don't think they realize how disinterested a person is in them. And yeah, this could be an ex-lover, it could be an ex-friend, it could be, a distant family member, but somebody is just not interested in rekindling a connection, a situation, a relationship, you know. And even if somebody were to be like, And I've said this before. I've said this I don't know how many times. Like, even if this person were to reach out for communication and this other person were like, yeah, we could be friends, would they really be friends? And what is the definition of friendship, right? Because, like, I could tell you we're going to be friends, but if we don't ever hang out together, if we don't ever, I want to say private moments, but I don't want it to sound like perverted or weird. Like, if we don't have moments together, then we're not really friends. We're still more acquaintances, coworkers, neighbors, that kind of thing. And, well, again, there's nothing wrong with that at all. There's nothing wrong with those connections. I think somebody has it in their head that something is going to turn out to be more than it is. I think that's what they're hoping for. And I think God, their ancestors, their dearly departed loved ones, their angels are kind of telling them, hey, little buddy, like, sorry to burst your bubble, but it might not end up the way you thought. Like, somebody might be seeing signs and synchronicities and just totally, like, missing them. Because, some people just aren't meant to be in a connection, you know? It's not necessarily that there's necessarily anything wrong with this person or the other person. It's just, time passes, people move on. And I'm not going to say one of these people is protected more than the other. I'm going to say that God's protecting them both, because they're somebody's sending a warning sign to this person, this risky person, saying, hey, don't, you want to watch them from afar, fabulous. But if you go in for this communication, it's not going to turn out like you thought it is. They're trying to protect them. They're trying to tell them, like, hey, just so you know, we don't want you to be hurt. We don't want you to feel bad, but this person might not want to have anything to do with you. I don't know that this person is really going to listen, because to me, it doesn't seem like they are. To me, it's like they're watching somebody and, like, warning be damned, like they're coming in with some type of conversation, communication. And I've used this example before. In 2023, I had my work friend reach out to me. We hadn't talked in like 2 years, almost 2 years. And she's the one whose boyfriend um, physically assaulted me with sexual intent in the workplace. And I didn't report him. And then her and I stopped being friends. And she chose to believe him for the 2 years, the almost 2 years. And then she reached out to me and wanted to talk. And she had been going through a lot of things in her life, not in regards to him, but separate. And 2023 was the aftermath for me. Everything happened in 2022, and 2023 was my healing journey and all that. And I was going through it. So, um, oh, pardon me. Pardon me. Um, she we met for coffee and she apologized. She apologized for not believing me. She apologized for the way that she treated me and the fact that she didn't listen. And, after the fact, she, found out, he really is, he's basically just not capable of a serious relationship. And he's a Lothario, that's for sure. Still is. Still see him every day at work. Um, and just do my best to stay away from him and ignore him, because he's just not a part of my world. But, when she did that, I think I've told you guys this before. I think she thought we were going to rekindle our friendship and we were going to go back to being Lucy and Ethel. I don't know which one of us was Lucy, which one of us was Ethel, but we very much got along from the get go, and like sisters. Y'all, y'all. I just wasn't ready. I wasn't ready to rekindle the friendship. Well, I appreciated her apology while I said thank you, and I didn't specifically say I forgave her, but I mean I forgave her. It was energetically there. I just wasn't in a place to rekindle that friendship, and I had so much going on. Like I could barely handle life as it was, and yeah. And I think it was like 2, 3 weeks later, I saw her in the break room at work, just in passing, and she had this look on her face, like she knew, like she had waited too long, it was too late. And again, she had been going through her own things. Like I don't know if I talked about it before, but I don't really want to rehash it. I don't It's not really for me to say. If I did talk about it before, I probably should not have, but I'm not gonna I'm not gonna bring it up now. But she was going through a lot. And I think I told you guys this past, I think it was in December, I reached out to her and asked her if she wanted to get together, but she said she's usually too busy, which, I mean, maybe it was a brush off, maybe it wasn't. I didn't really look at it like that. Um she has a lot on her plate, trust me. Um and it's fine. It kind of reminds me of like a star-crossed lovers situation. Like her and I are never in the right place at the right time to rekindle our friendship. Um but yeah, I don't think she realized when she reached out that, I think she just thought like, "Oh yay, we're going to go back to being friends." And again, I wasn't there, you know? And when I saw her like 2 or 3 weeks later, she had this look on her face like she finally realized like, "Oh, so we're not going to be friends." And it's and again, it's, yeah, we're not friends, I guess you would say, but I still think about her all the time, and I see her at work all the time, and I say hi to her, and all that kind of stuff. Still joke around with her, and we still have that like Lucy and Ethel repertoire, going. um if we ever find our way back to each other, we find our way back to each other. I would not be opposed to that. And I wish her well. I wish her nothing but the best. I hope she stays away from that guy. I hope she does, because I know she always thought he was the one. Yeah, he's the one, all right. He was everybody's one. He got around, he was the one. Oh man. Anyway, that it kind of reminds me of that. Like this person doesn't necessarily realize, like they just assume like, okay, I'm watching this person, I'm interested in this person, I need to talk to this person, so let me go in and talk to them. But it's like they're not acknowledging the fact that it might not turn out the way that they hoped. Like they have such high hopes that they don't see it going any other way but in their favor. Because some people just can't see the other side. People don't acknowledge, and it could just be too, like somebody doesn't want to acknowledge, like, hey, maybe it won't work out, because they don't want to think about that. They don't want to have to think about that yet. I think I'm gonna leave it there. Um, I hope it resonates for somebody. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope, if anything, you were entertained. I hope you all have a fabulous Witchy Wednesday, Hump Day, whatever you want to call it. I hope it's as nice for you as it is for me. It actually was a really nice morning, really sunny, and I sat out on the deck and got some fresh air and got some sun. It was exciting. I can't wait for summer. I can't wait for warmer weather. I'll talk to you all later. Bye.